Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
How you doing, folks? Welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Scout. And today I wanted to cover right quick the T-34 Russian Tier 5 medium tank, because this is a tank that I thoroughly enjoy. If you've seen my T-34 85 video, you know how much I love driving around in this little tank. And really, in a typical game at Tier 5 where you have some Tier 5 tanks, some Tier 4 tanks, and some Tier 3 tanks, this little thing can be a menace. It is so much fun to drive. So what I wanted to do is just go over it here in the garage with you right quick, just to give you an idea if you're just starting out and thinking about what Tier 5 medium tank you want to work towards, and then show you some gameplay with the T-34 85. Just by means of comparison, I'm going to pull up the Panzerkampfwagen 4 and the Sherman, just so you can get an idea of how the T-34 stacks up. There's the Sherman, and of course there are other Tier 5 mediums that we could compare it to as well, but we're just going to stick with these two for now. So right away you can see it's fairly comparable in terms of hit points. 450 for our T-34, 460 for the Sherman, 460 for the Panzerkampfwagen 4. It's only 10 hit points though, it's not a world of difference. The T-34 weighs in my configuration at 29.1 tons, which is again pretty comparable. It's 1 ton lighter, a little bit more than the Sherman, and actually heavier by 3 than the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Got a 500 horsepower engine, which gives us the best speed limit of the bunch of 56 kilometers an hour. It's also pretty, I'm pretty sure it's better actually than both of them in terms of horsepower to ton ratio. If we mouse over the T-34 85, specific horsepower of 17.13, whereas with the Panzerkampfwagen 4, 16.65, and with the M4 it's going to be worse. It's 15.07. So yeah, not only is it the fastest, it's also going to accelerate faster. Looking at the turret, the hull traverse, 40 degrees per second, significantly better even than the Sherman, which is a pretty decent dogfighter. And the turret traverse of 49 degrees per second, better than the Sherman by far, and even better than the Panzerkampfwagen 4, which has a pretty decent turret traverse speed. 44 degrees per second ain't bad. If we look at the view range, 350 meters, it's on par with the Panzerkampfwagen 4, not quite as good as the Sherman. Where the T-34 really falls down is signal range, with only a 525 meter signal range compared to 615 for the Sherman and 710 for the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Then if we look at armor, you'll see again the T-34 falls short with only 45 millimeters of armor, whole front and side, and then 40 on the rear. Which is less frontal armor than the Sherman, but more on the sides and rear, and significantly less than the Panzerkampfwagen 4 at 80 millimeters, but more again on the sides and rear. And what you're going to find is that the turret is pretty same story. 52 millimeters of armor on the front, 52 on the sides, and 45 on the rear, which is not as good as the Sherman, but more all around than the Panzerkampfwagen 4. The important thing to note though is that your armor is sloped. Those of you again who know your tank history will know the T-34 is famous for being the first production tank to incorporate sloped armor. So take those thickness figures with a degree of salt because it is thicker than what it shows on paper because of the sloping. But unfortunately, you're not going to get a whole lot of effects from that sloping, because as you can see, the front slope is riddled. I mean, it's just about one big weak point with a huge driver's hatch here. This machine gun port here is also a weak point. But still, if you angle it, then the angle and the sloping will get you some bounces, but not very many. And then of course the sides, it gets even trickier. As far as your turret goes, I wouldn't really rely on your turret to bounce any shots. This gun mantle here is really pretty much worthless, and you've got this huge weak point right here above your turret, but you don't really need to aim at weak spots to penetrate a T-34. It just doesn't have enough armor when you're talking shooting at it with the 76mm on the Sherman or the comparable gun on the Panzerkampfwagen 4. You're not going to have a real hard time penetrating the T-34. What the T-34 really shines at is getting in close and dogfighting with the 57mm is for. There are other guns that you can mount, but this is the gun that I recommend you mount on your T-34, and I'm going to show you why. If we compare it to, right now I've got the derp gun on my Panzerkampfwagen 4. Let's pull up the actual tank gun. There we go. That's what we want to see. The 75mm L48, and then we'll pull up the 76mm, I believe it is, on the Sherman. Oh, that's a jumbo. We don't want that one. Yep, 76. What you're going to find is that the 57mm beats them badly in terms of rate of fire. 26.09 rounds per minute, much more than the 15 rounds per minute on the German gun and the 14.29 on the American gun. These two guns are really fairly comparable. 112mm of penetration is enough to beat the L48 gun on the German tank. Not quite as good as the 128mm you're going to get out of the Sherman though. It does fall down in terms of damage per shot, only 85 damage per shot, but as you can see, that's not that much less. It's only 110 on the L48 and 115 on the Sherman. But remember, your rate of fire is almost double either of those, and your damage is more than half. So you actually have much better damage per minute in the T-34 with the 57mm gun. 0.34 accuracy is actually better than either the German or the American tank, and a 2.3 aim time is on par with both. So what that means is that if you can either get out of sight in the T-34, fire from a position where the enemy cannot spot you, or if you get into a dogfight, you can just pump out rounds that are fairly comparable in penetration, and even though they do less damage, the sheer rate of fire will just chew tanks up. Even heavy tanks, if you can get to their sides and rear, which you will have no problem doing with a 56 km/h speed limit and a 40 degree per second hull traverse, 49 degree per second turret traverse. So that's how I recommend you play this T-34 as a dogfighter with the 57mm gun. And I would put events, a gun laying drive, and a rammer on this tank if I were you. Crew skills, you can see I've got smooth ride on my driver, because again I fire on the move a lot, circling tanks and dogfighting. I'm going for 6 cents for my commander. No gunner, which kind of sucks. The commander pulls double duty as the gunner. If we pull up his personnel file and go to his skills, you see he has access to common skills, commander skills, and gunner skills. So what I'd like to do is, as soon as he gets 6 cents, my next skill will probably be snapshot, which improves accuracy during turret rotation, and that'll help you as you're dogfighting tanks. That's probably the only thing about this tank that kind of aggravates me, is how the gunner pulls double duty also as the tank commander. So that's it. Real quick down and dirty review of the T-34. Let's take a look at some gameplay footage. So here we are in a tier 5 game on Al Haluf. Doesn't look too bad. We got two KV1s. They got a KV1 and an Excelsior. do have a lot of tank destroyers. Well, not really, I suppose. AT-2, S-35, the bathtub, and the Stug. So what I'm gonna do,
Time to roll out.
I think, is dash south and try to get down to the cutback road and spot. Be able to pick up a lot of speed going down this hill, and I think be able to make it down to the riverbed. Well, I was gonna say without getting spotted, but that Stewart just kind of ruined it. I'm gonna keep going here. I want to get to the safety of the base of this hill here, and then we'll turn around and deal with that Stewart. Ow! Took one hit, probably from that Crusader. And now we're safe from pretty much anybody on the hill. Crusader's up there, I'd like to shoot him. Kind of worried that he might come down over here. YOLO down this cliff. Get over here and try to proxy spot him. Nope, apparently not close enough to proxy spot him yet. See if I can get a little closer. Apparently not. I don't really want to turn around and start working my way up the switchback road until this Crusader is dealt with. I don't like the idea of having him behind me. Nope, Stug. What are you doing? Did you see that? Oh, that's alright. We'll take the free kill. Thanks. And oh, yep, now the Crusader's coming out. And, oh my god, it's raining tank destroyers. Alright, well, we'll just pull up here beside him. Thank you, Mr. AT-2.
Enemy armor is damaged.
The longer we stay here on his flank, he really can't do much to us.
That one bounced.
Still getting bounced. Uh-oh. Panzer 38, let's see if we can use the AT-2 for cover. And kill this Panzer 38. Then use the AT-2 for cover. Now we'll kill the medium. Woo, retard. Thank you, Mr. AT-2, for making my life so much easier. I can't quite get up. We're going to have to pull up on his other side. Oh. That was the craziest thing I have ever seen in my life. I wonder if that AT-2 driver realizes that he helped me more than anything else. Insane. Oh no! Look out.
That one bounced.
It's a PZS-35.
Enemy armor is damaged.
I don't think you're gonna make it. Now look, now the AT-2 driver's mad because he got owned. I don't know what else to call it, man. You got used for cover while I owned the rest of your team. You got owned. Oh, that was funny. That alone makes this video worthwhile. I'd forgotten about that little incident of insanity. Yeah, so note to everyone out there, don't YOLO off the cliff like that. It probably isn't going to end well. And, oh my god, here comes their Artie down the switchback road. I wonder what he's doing. Oh! Shot in the back by the S-35 CA. That stinks. Oh, so depressing. It was going to be such a fun game. I was going to go up there and zonk that artillery. Oh wow. Let's take a look at the results screen for this. So as you can see, we did eventually win that battle. We got a sniper medal out of that. 27,224 credits, 2,283 experience points. So not a bad result. Looking at the team score, we were able to put out 1,053 points of damage before we were very ignominiously killed by that S-35 CA, who also had a good game with 1,331 points of damage. We got 2 kills and 761 experience points for that battle base. Looking at the detailed report, we fired 26 shots, 24 of which hit, only 15 went in. A great many bounced off the side of that AT-2, which gives us our 1,053 points of damage. Took 9 hits, 6 penetrated, 3 bounced. Like I said, you can't really rely on the armor of the T-34 despite what history says, giving us a total potential damage received of 735. We spotted 6 enemies, damaged 6, killed 2 of them, and got credit for 459 spotting damage. Still brought in a profit of 23,149 credits. So all in all, not a bad game in the T-34. Mostly just a really amusing game. Excuse me. With the T-34. But let's take a look. I think I've got a slightly more successful game with the T-34 to show you. So here we are in another Tier 5 game in the T-34. Only 1 heavy tank per team this time. Actually, only 1 heavy tank on our team. The opposing team has 4. They have the Excelsior and the T-34. And they also have a B1. It's debatable whether or not the B1 counts. A lot of Tier 3s in this game. The game, as you can tell, is only about a third of each team is Tier 5, and the rest are Tier 4s and Tier 3s. Now, I don't really want to go into the city and pick a fight with those heavy tanks. So I'm going to go north, where my speed and maneuverability should enable me to own the fields to the north, and then roll into their cap circle once we've dispatched everyone out here in the field. Looks like a Stug is coming with us. Who we got behind us over here? There's 1 Stug, 2 Stugs. And we got some other folks lagging behind. It looks like they changed their mind and decided to come with us at the last minute. Disappointingly, I see a heavy tank following us. I don't know why that KV-1 chose to come out here. He needs to be in the town. Hello, Mr. Cruiser 4. Oh, I thought he was going to keep backing up.
Enemy is hit.
That one goes in, though. Get the lead. That sounds like a Panzer 1 Charlie bouncing shots off the front of my tank, making a nuisance of himself. M7 coming up. We're going to back up. I don't want to sit here just in case that Bison gets any cute ideas. Panzer Kampfwagen 4 is a more dangerous target than that T-28, or T-46 rather. No, it was a T-28. We're going to continue firing at the Panzer IV. You saw that he's got the derp gun fitted.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
There's the Panzer IV. And our teammates do for that T-28. Now I feel a little more confident about moving up. Would like to get this Panzer 1C out of here though. Don't want him driving back there and killing our artillery. And no, there's good news. There's an Excelsior down there too.
They're knocked out.
Right through the sign. Let's see if we can get some flank shots on the Excelsior here. Oh, that one hit the building. I'm not going to have a great deal of luck penetrating this Excelsior in the front.
Enemy armor is damaged.
That one goes in though.
Ricochet.
Fortunately, the KV-1 is going to face hug and then block our shot. Let's try it.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Right over the top of that KV-1's turret for the kill. That was a really chancy shot. Unfortunately, the KV-1 didn't give us a whole lot of choice the way he pulled in there like that. And looks like he got killed by a Stug, so it's time for us to move. There's their B1. I'm going to move on over here, get to the top of this hill, so that when I choose to come down, I have the momentum of the hill as well as my engine working for me. Because I'm kind of afraid there are a bunch of tank destroyers in those trees right above where my reticle is. I think that B1 is more bait than anything else. Looks like he's trying to run. I can't believe that shot bounced off the back of a B1. That should have been my kill. But I don't think he was driving that way with his back to us for no reason. I think he was moving back towards friendly tank destroyer support. So we're going to make this run as fast as we can. Yep, taking hits already. So we're going to start doing some sagger drills. And then head for these trees and hope the tops of the trees will block line of sight. You hear shots landing behind us. Whew. That water's a little deeper than I thought it was, and there's the Martyr 2. And that 57mm resist makes short work of him. Gonna keep pushing up the hill. You know, I'd never tried it, and I saw this little depression right here in front of us. And I really thought that I could get up right here, but apparently not. So we're gonna have to back down and find another way up the hill. Probably left is the easiest way to get up the hill, as memory serves. And again, I'm still worried that there's tank destroyers just right up here waiting on me to come out. The team has gotten slaughtered. It's 9-14. I'm the last one left. And yep, there's the Stug, and that Stug's on 5 kills.
Enemy armor is hit.
Got a lucky clutch shot off on him. Oh god, I was going to circle him and I just run right into this Hetzer.
Penetration.
So we'll continue driving, continue moving while aiming. Get the kill on that Hetzer. Oh my god, there's their artillery. Pulling behind this house. Don't think the Stug can see me to shoot at me. Still moving.
Penetration.
Gonna finish off this Artie. Oh my god, what an unlucky hit. There's tracks there. Now check 6. Yep, the Stug's coming out. Trying to get it to auto lock onto the Stug so that I can pay more attention to my driving. Oh, he overcompensated, so we stop and go back. And then we get the kill on that Stug, bringing us to 7 kills. No way I'm going to get back to the flag in time. But you know what? I'm down to 68 hit points, but if I can take out this FCM Pack 40, that's a Radley Walters medal. 15 seconds left to get him. Oh, don't hit me. Ow, he hits, but it bounces. Oh, so close. And there we go. Radley Walters. Unfortunately, we're tracked, and the T-14 and the T-46 finish the cap, and we take a loss. But we got a Radley Walters medal out of it, so I don't feel too bad. Let's take a look at the results screen. And there you have it. Unfortunately, it was a defeat. We got Top Gun, obviously, because we got Radley Walters. Also got, I believe that's a Spartan medal for surviving a ricochet at less than 10% health. Cool-headed, I think the gun tube goes the other way. 24,265 credits. 671 experience points on a loss. So don't feel too awfully bad about it. Looking at the team score, I put out 1,591 points of damage, more than twice anyone else on the team, except the Stug 3. And look at how many people we had on our team that didn't do squat. 8 kills, 671 base experience points. This is just a case of you can only carry so many people, for the love of God. I mean, my back hurts. But, looking at the detailed report, I fired 44 shots that game, Got 31 hits. Of the 31 hits, 28 penetrated. That gives us our 1,591 points of damage. Took 38 hits, only 6 of which penetrated. But don't let that fool you. A great deal of those are right there at the beginning. Remember when that Panzer I Charlie rained us with machine gun fire? I guarantee you that's most, if not all, of those 32 bounces. Total potential damage received 1,108. Still pretty good for this little tank. Spotted 5 enemy tanks, damaged 9 and killed 8. Even got credit for 408 points of spotting damage, and even on a loss still pulled in 19,632 credits. So there you have it, folks. That's the T-34. Really great little tank, and like I said, in Tier 5 and below games, the thing can really be a menace. And I always have fun driving it. Have never regretted purchasing it. It's a tank that I've deliberately kept, and I think you will too if you give it a shot. So if you were thinking about it, I highly encourage you. Go ahead. Go after that T-34. I think you're going to love it once you get it. And that's all for this time. Thanks for joining us. Hope you had fun, and we'll see you next time.